Here I am at the beginning of my fantastic trip to see Michael, Kathleen, Celine and Sophia. Andrew dropped me off at King Sharka Airport and I was waiting to head away 2 hours there for the flight. On the aeroplane waiting for takeoff. Unfortunately it was night time, so I couldn't record the takeoff, but this is the plane I went in. Just before takeoff for Riley, notice the old Concorde in the background. Takeoff for Raleigh. This is for Mark and Sophia. Really on my way, and there's some nice cloud formation I saw again over there. It was a nice trip, nice plane trip. Here I am landing at Raleigh, looking forward to seeing Kathleen and Michael who are picking me up. Lovely to see Celine and her boyfriend Nick and Michael and Kathleen at their home. Boat hitched up to be taken across the lake to be launched for our fishing trips. Sitting in the boat at the neighbour's launch site because Michael's are still being built, and Celine and Nick were busy finally catching the final shrimps for our bait. Off on our first trip on the boat to go fishing with Michael and Kathleen, Nick and Celine. And here's Mike giving the boat, going like a bomb down across the sound. Really enjoying myself there, having a look around. Yeah, Nick and Kathleen in the background. And here we are fishing. I think I caught my first as though I taking the shark off there. And Celine and myself fishing there, putting some bait on. Beautiful out there. I think this time we were out in the ocean. I'm not too sure there, but it was fantastic. We even went out in the ocean and there's some nice fishing. It's great. Saw some beautiful sunrises every morning. Michael using the cast net to catch shrimps for us, for our bait. Perfect cast by Michael. What a fantastic slow motion video. These little wild ducks came every morning from their roost and came in to somewhere down the road here, and then returned each evening to go back to their roost. It was fantastic watching them. Nick and myself had a great game of golf out at Brandywine Golf Estate. It was very nice there. Nick played well, so did I, and Celine came along and caddied for us, and she even had a couple of shots of golf off the short holes. She can make it in one day. She's going to be a good golfer. There they are standing by the cart, and at the Brandywine Estate where they talk about it. Yeah, we had a lovely day. Great golf. Lovely, enjoyable morning. Pat and Captain Tyrrell, who is captain of one of the charter boats that takes our people fishing, the one I went on later on, and they invited us out for dinner at their place. They live about 3 or 4 houses up from Michael and Kathleen, and we had a very entertaining evening there by Pat. She told us some scintillating stories about her love life and her marriages. It was quite something. Yeah, we enjoyed the evening very much, and we even had a chef there. I can't remember there he is, old Miguel. He's Italian. He had a restaurant in London where all the film stars used to go. I'll try and remember what his site is for that, and it was quite interesting to read. Pat runs a B&B, and we even had a couple that evening who proposed for marriage. Unfortunately, I got stung by poison ivy and it got bad, so Kathleen decided I must go and see a doctor. After seeing the doctor, here we are on our way back to Moorhead to go and have some lunch. I had a lovely lunch at a little restaurant there, overlooking the lake there. It was fantastic and really enjoyable. But crab cakes were great. Michael took us to a fish inn at Harker's Island that evening. Beautiful sunrise seen from a very comfortable bed in my very comfortable little chalet. Little squirrel scampering across the grass going back to the pine tree. On our way to the Redfish Inn to have some lekker dinner. Thanks, Celine, for all the beautiful, lovely meals you made for us while I was there. It was lovely also to see Sophia on her brief visit on her way back to varsity. She just completed her internship at Kraft, who did so well and offered her a job when she graduates. Congratulations, Sophia, well done, man. These peacocks and a turkey visited us on a regular basis every day. Here they are preening themselves because it was raining quite hard out there. JD Fish, friends across the lake of Michael and Kathleen, came to show us the big red drum he caught. Workers completing work on the dock. The turkey and his peacocks. The turkey thinks he's a peacock, I'm sure. Michael doing some work before we go and play golf. peacock being amorous in full plumage. Michael and I are off to Beaufort Club to go and play a round of golf, 9-hole round of golf. Michael had a great drive here with a 3-iron on the final hole, the 10th hole. Yes, it was super playing with Michael, having a nice game and a chat. And yeah, what can I say? The guys treated me so lovely for golf and everything. I only appreciate it. Lovely, man. Yes, this was some putt, and thanks Michael for recording it. I think it's the only one you recorded. Well done, Manzi. Enjoyed that. Yes, had some good fairway shots and drives, but still a lot of improvement for my game. Michael caught this huge red drum after JD Fish showed us how to rig up and what bait to use. We used a mullet and it was amazing catching this fish. Beautiful. Nice whiskey each night, and they even taught me how to play canasta. It was sad to have to say goodbye to Michael and Celine after 3 weeks. Here's Michael working on the dock, and he worked from that night right till Friday night right till 12:30, and he woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning and finished off as much work he could do, and worked right till probably an hour before he left to go to catch a plane on the way to China. And here he is cleaning the boat to put it away. Had a great time fishing off the pier and caught these little black drums and red drums, and one day I caught this nice big one and it was super, another red drum, and then had a really bonanza day and caught 6 in a row. Yeah, it was lovely, really enjoyable. We had these great dinners each evening with fish, and they made prawns with beer, and Kathleen's really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it too. It was great, very, very nice. And when I was making the beer prawns, the beer burst, and I had to throw them away. And this is a lovely crab I had for breakfast, and for another crab and crackers for another breakfast. And these are the filleted fish I caught from where was that? I think it was by the boat. And we had clams. Wow, what a week. It was fantastic. They've had such lovely meals. Those are the fish that I filleted and cooked. And then we had shrimp and pasta. Wow, that was great. Then had another final game of golf with Anne and George, neighbours of Kathleen and Michael's. We went out to Beaufort Club again and enjoyed a game. Here he is pushing around with the clubs and having a fun. With a lovely morning spent with them, and we had a nice tacos afterwards in the clubhouse. It was great fun. And here's Anne having a nice drive. She's club champion of the club. Woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning one morning and off to Moorhead to join the Carolina Princess to go deep sea fishing. And here we are. I'm on the boat, and here's a little galley where the guy serves drinks and meals. And this is the inside of the cabin. It was great, and we took off and we are on our way to the Gulf to catch some fish. Miguel, who I met at Pat's party, also went on the deep sea fishing trip, so it was nice to see somebody I knew there. At our destination, and Captain getting ready to maneuver the boat over the reef. Check that lovely blue Gulf Stream water, man. Isn't it amazing? After a good day's fishing, all the fishermen flaked out in the cabin. Except me, I'm still wide awake. Yes, it was a 2.5-hour journey with the boat to the Gulf Stream and back. It's quite a way, and there was a few hours fishing to have it, and then once we got there, it was fantastic trip. Nearly at our destination and getting ready to dock. This is my catch. I wish I'd remembered to take the frozen mullet out. I would have got some bigger ones. This is the second and last day of our stay at Sleepy Creek, and these guys pitched up with this machinery to do the final de-stumping of the trees that fell down during the last hurricane. As you can gather, I was watching rugby while I was doing this video. While watching tennis, this machine came along and tidied up what was left of the stump. It was amazing to see all these people working at Michael's place on the dock, and a huge big barge there that did pile driving and picked up all those concrete blocks and put them on the deck. It was unbelievable to see how these guys work. Just two guys working, and they worked like Trojans. Unbelievable. It was a very, very nice experience watching all that also. Final picking up and saying goodbye to 27 Sleepy Creek. Wow, here's Kathleen putting away the crab traps. And just before we left, this huge storm came up, and we thought we were having another hurricane there just about. And Kathleen putting tapes onto the windows to stop them for if in case a hurricane arrives. And off we went home. Take off from Raleigh Airport on my way to Philadelphia. Touched down at the very busy airport of Philadelphia. Then it was on to Heathrow. Arrived at Heathrow after a 6-hour flight from Philadelphia. Flew home in one of these 777 Dreamliners from Heathrow to Durban. On our way and checking out how we're doing, how fast the aeroplane's going, etc. Was a lovely flight from Heathrow to Durban. Enjoyed it. It was lovely to see Andrew again, who picked me up from the airport at 6 o'clock in the morning.